This is the video introduction for your last main project in Education 111, and that's the Advocacy project. This chapter we learned the importance of becoming an advocate for children, and the purpose of this project is that NACCE wants you as a professional to have the ability to describe the roles and characteristics of a reflective early childhood professional. And that means having the knowledge and behavior to care for and educate young families in different situations. So you're advocating for families, you're advocating for children. Sometimes you're advocating to the family, but sometimes you're advocating outside the family on a bigger issue. And so this project will help you learn the process of advocacy. The first step is to go to the Children's Defense Organization website, and that is called the CDF. The web link is listed right there in the project directions. And once you're there, you're going to go to the tab that's called Policy Priorities. This is the area where you can see advocacy issues for children. There's many advocates already out there. You don't have to advocate for something new. You can just choose to assist in the advocacy of something that's already been established. So within the Policy Priority tab, you should be able to choose the issue that you want to advocate for. Read about the issue on the website. You can also go outside of this website if you need more information by Googling the advocacy topic that you've chosen. And then what you're going to do is write one paragraph describing why this issue is significant to you. This will be the issue that you also will write a letter about to a public official. This is part of becoming a professional in the early childhood field. After you've written your paragraph explaining to me why you've chosen this advocacy issue, you are going to write a short letter to your legislator, either at the state level or the federal level, regarding a specific issue of concern within this advocacy area. You will need to make sure that you have researched that chosen topic to defend your position, and this is important because if you remember the slide on becoming an effective advocate, you really have to be knowledgeable in the area that you're advocating for. An area that I am very strongly advocating for always for my own children is the Common Core curriculum and the opt-out movement for PSSA and Keystone testing in Pennsylvania. And I have a lot of research-based reasons why this is detrimental to our children. And I have a lot of research looking at the positives of eliminating it. So when I am going to write my letter, I'm going to include those reasons specifically to my legislator and help educate them in the topic. After you've written your letter, you're going to write a short paragraph describing how you intend to continue being an advocate on this area. So there's really three main parts. After you've chosen your topic, you're going to write one paragraph explaining to me why this is important to you. You're going to write a letter to your legislator advocating for change, and then you're going to write a short paragraph describing how you will continue to be an advocate in this area. What's the next step for you? I'd like you to look at the rubric carefully and make sure that when you submit the letter, the paragraph, and the paragraph describing why it's significant, and also the paragraph reflecting on how you're going to continue to advocate, all those things should be in the Dropbox together by the due date. Once you receive a grade on this project and feedback from me, I would like you to actually mail the letter to the legislator that you've chosen. That is part of this project, is actually being that advocate. So we're going to send these letters. I would like you to please wait until you've gotten your grade on the project though, because I will give you feedback if there's anything that needs to be changed first. So I'd like to scroll down and show you the rubric. This project is worth 100 points, and there are 5 main categories you'll be assessed in. The first one is the professional knowledge and perspective on early education. I would like you to provide a description of the issue that you are advocating for, and you'll include the issue, 2 advocacy organizations in depth describing the issues they support, and in identifying the legislator that you've chosen to select your your letter to. Your engagement in advocacy, it means you're going to provide a well-written letter to a legislator supporting this position that you've chosen. Self-assessment on advocacy means you've completed the rubric, providing your own reflection on the performance that's consistent with the evaluation. So you'll go through and do this rubric on your own, and that's going to be graded as well. I'm going to be grading your written and verbal skills in the letter and the 2 paragraphs that you're writing, and looking at your ability to use professional resources. Can you find out information about your issue using the internet? I want to see that you understand where you can go for these resources and you can find information that's factual and knowledge-based, research-based data. That's really important when you're fighting for something, that you have informed, knowledgeable research, and it's not just your opinion. No one's going to listen to your opinion, unfortunately. So you really need to back up your opinion with research. So all 5 of these areas will look at all 3 of the components to the project. So I'll be evaluating both of the paragraphs and the letter using this rubric. And if you have any questions, please let me know. This is our last project, and the due date is listed on the slide that this project is being introduced in on your presentation. Now, before I go, I want to show you one more thing. This is a sample advocacy letter, and you will find this on D2L, but basically this is the layout that you'll use to write this letter. You'll include the date at the top. Underneath the date, you'll have a space, and then you'll put your name. Then you'll have your address. Then you'll put the recipient's name. So whichever legislator you're choosing, put their name and their address. So it's basically your name and address, just like it would look on a return address, and then their name and address, just like it would look if you were addressing a letter to them. And this is basically the format for a business letter. Then you'll actually do your greeting to the letter. So dear whoever it is it a congressman, a representative, a congresswoman? You'll need to be able to go online and find who are the legislators in your area, and that's part of the grade for this project. That's why I'm not giving it to you. I want you to learn where to go to find those things. The first paragraph of your letter should introduce the issue and yourself and include probably a reason why it's important to you, but you want to make sure that they understand what this letter is about and who you are. The second paragraph of your letter should give information from the resource that you found proving that there's a problem and why you're advocating for it. And make sure you give some brief background information to explain the issue to make sure they understand what you're fighting for. The final paragraph should pose the action that you're requesting. Also remember to thank the person for their time and do a closing statement. The basic information here, if I was writing the letter about Common Core and PSSA testing, I would introduce that I'm writing to you regarding Common Core and PSSA testing in classrooms. I am an educator. I'm a professor at Harrisburg Area Community College. I come with 15 years experience as an elementary classroom teacher as well. My second paragraph would basically state why this issue is a problem. I would give information talking about the different time that is instructional time lost for children. I will also talk about how it is not developmentally appropriate. I would talk about the timing of the Common Core curriculum. And then my final paragraph would talk about what I'd want them to do. I want them to remove testing. I want them to reevaluate the Common Core standards. Whatever it is, that's where I will explain that. We close our letter and we put our name, and you will want to put your signature in there. And then if the title, if you have a title in any way or a company you'd like to include that you work for. And this is the advocacy project, and it's really important to be an advocate for our children.